Kava is a major cultural attribute of the Pacific Islands to the extent that it actually distinguishes it from the rest of the world. Kava exists there and nowhere else. It's the common denominator to Melanesians, Polynesians, and Micronesians who cultivate it, transformed it, and drink it according to their cultural preferences. This plant, which is emblematic of a vast geographic zone, is also the expression of various local identities. Kava is a really good port of entry to approach the complexity of the islands of the big ocean. It's also at the heart of the evolution of these societies. As much for its role in the history of the Pacific Islands that as for that which it plays in the modern world, it's not excessive to present the peoples who cherish this as the great civilization of Kava. And that's the blurb at the back of a great big book called Buveurs de Kava. Just wanted to give you a quick look at it because it is out of print, it's hard to get, and it is in French. Buveurs de Kava was written by Patricia Simeoni and Vincent Lebeau. And we'll just have a quick look so you can get an idea what the book looks like. It's hard to find, it's out of print, it costs a lot of money, and it's in French. Shot of the Pope drinking kava. It's very nice. There's a lot of older photographs and newer photographs that cover various sociological and cultural anthropology issues. Some beautiful maps, lots and lots of scientific stuff. It looks like a coffee table book, and it functions as a coffee table book, but it's also a very, very rigorous scientific document. And what it is, more than anything else, is multidisciplinary. It has the biological sciences as well as cultural anthropology and history, and is very, very thorough. It's this curious mix of being, something that someone who didn't know anything about Kava would want to read, and it would tell them everything they wanted to know, pretty much. But it's also a book for professionals, so it's, it treads a thin line between a popular book and an academic book. And I think it largely succeeds. It gets away with it because partly the brilliance of the authors, but also just this subject requires a multidisciplinary approach. And there's some pictures of nakamals and nakamal signs, which are always fascinating. This one on the bottom says alcohol and marijuana are forbidden. My favorite nakamal sign is the one that says drink early, sleep early, wake early, which says everything about kava for me. There's pictures of kani kani, which is advanced kava dermopathy, and various methods of traditional preparation. And you go into, to a great extent, the science involved. Just vast amounts of scientific information. So if your main interest is as a scientist, it's going to be worthwhile to you. And if your main interest is as an anthropologist or a historian, it's going to be of interest to you. It really takes a multidisciplinary approach, and that's by design, but also it's something that would be required by the subject. And as you can see, there's some very, very beautiful illustrations, and it's a really classy book. It would have to be because it's very expensive, but it does not disappoint in any way. And the quality of the writing is absolutely top-notch. Sorry. Hey, sorry. There's, you know, to a certain extent, it's kava porn too. I mean, it's a serious academic work, but it's also kava porn. Let's face it. And if you're susceptible to kava porn, you're gonna really love this. Anyway, that's Buveurs de Kava by Patricia Simeone and Vincent Lebeau. Have a great day.